Hello and welcome to another edition of Behind the Lens Video Style. As you can see, we're not at the Blackman Blaze field. We're on vacation, and I'm in Litchfield, Kentucky. So, kind of be non-use of this. So we'll set this to the side and move on to something I use quite a bit. That's my laptop. And I've got a couple of topics in line, so let's move right on in. And thank you for joining us for our quick 6-minute fix here on this Friday. We're off, so we'll rejoin next Friday, and we'll talk more about that here just shortly. First topic is, let's talk about it, it's doing something together. You know, that's what really Philip is talking about, Coach Ed Owens. He's talking about doing something together. He tries to explain it to his kids a lot. At times I think they grasp it, at times I don't think they really do. When you talk about it, doing something together at that moment in time, that you won't ever get to do it again. You know, you may do something later on in life, repetitive, go after a sale or work a deal. My boss and I are doing one right now. But what he's trying to explain to those kids is, whether it be 90, 80, or 100, or however many players are on your team, when you go into that particular game, or that particular practice, or that particular event, whatever the athletic event may be, at that particular moment, you only get to do it one time. So the teamwork is very important because it's going to teach you other things later on in life. So, you know, you need to kind of embrace that in a different factor. So when you go out there on Friday night, think about the guy next to you and think about him and say, thank him. Thank him for doing a good job, or try to keep him encouraged. You'll notice a big change when you go in and do certain things if you give a lot of encouragement to everybody around you. But don't be fake with it. If you don't mean it, then don't do it. It's got to come from the heart. And you'll find out that teamwork and a lot of things will change and happen. That's enough on that. Let's talk about my next topic, being poised. Man, was it not awesome Monday night? Brett Favre, he's playing for the Minnesota Vikings. He's going to play against his old team, the Green Bay Packers. There were people at the Brett Favre restaurant. The first snapshot went off. The camera flashed as he snapped the ball. But did he throw an 80-yard pass downfield on the first play? No, he didn't do that. What he did was he stayed poised. He let the game come to him. He didn't go to the game. I mean, the build-up was just as exhausting as the event for probably those players. I mean, all that pressure and everybody talking about it. But when the nuts and bolts came down to it and they got ready to kick that ball off, and they went through all those analysts, they said, who you picking? They said, we're going to pick the guy that's done it time and time again. We're going to pick Brett Favre. You know, because they went with a leader. They wanted to go with a sure thing. They wanted to be right. And they felt like in Minnesota he could do it. But he just didn't run out there and do it real fast. He let the game come to him. What'd he do? What was it? 271 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not bad for a Monday night. It's kind of neat, isn't it? But the exhaustion of the event and the exhaustion of the build-up, you want to be poised through both of them. Think about that as you go through your Friday night. You know, my last topic brings me to right here, this whole place. When I was a kid, we used to farm tobacco here, and we had a garden and did other things. But the one thing that we learned from being here at this place was we learned that you don't get paid until the work is done. And all through that whole time, we didn't really grasp that as we went through the process of raising a crop. And you know, a farmer's the biggest gambler in the world if you didn't know it. I mean, you gamble with the weather, you gamble with so many different things. You're gambling with Mother Nature. But you learn something when it finally goes to market and the check's delivered. It's a great feeling. And finally you understand it. But I didn't see it at that time. So, you know, I want to thank Dad, because on vacation I sit here and I think about it. This is where it all happened. And he built this place we're kind of hanging out at right now, Judy and I. We enjoy our weekends here, if you couldn't tell it. But with that, I appreciate you stopping by. Stay tuned. Come back in. Next week we'll be back on regular schedule. Coach's show will be on Thursday afternoon. We'll do it behind the lens next Friday morning. It'll be the Oakland Patriots and the Blackman Blaze in a district game. And do you really think that the Bulldogs might be cheering for the Blaze just this once? Because if the seniors rise and the players come to play and everybody does their job and we do our job, then everything will happen and we'll come out on the winning end. But if we don't, it'll be a long night at the Inferno and the Blaze may be low. So with that, God bless from a man who truly delivers, and if you see us around, give us a shout. Take care. God bless. The Stork.